Welcome back everyone to another video on the Polkadot coin. Since last time basically we were aiming to see some sort of bounce from this area and formation of the proper mark structure break as long as we held this area, but as you can see, although we had some kind of like a push here, we failed to get the proper entry in this region, and overall this zone of support, which was basically at that time something like this. So it was completely lost, this neckline area, and price just is hovering in near like this area for now. So before we get to overall analysis, going to leave this target area for now and removing that zone here. Actually, let's leave it here. We will use it later. So on the daily time frame, coin is still undervalued, very undervalued, and considering the fact that we are entering into the Q4, which we expect to be bullish, of course, then the game plan is pretty simple. Give me a few seconds, I will just set up quickly. So going to expect some sort of this area with a consolidation of actually like that zone here. So something like this and like this, or just straight up movement breakout from this area. The key thing on the daily time frame is actually for us is this 200 EMA area and 100 EMA area, and also this supportive or like a liquidity zone, which we are marking here. So as long as price on the daily time frame is above the zone, we are bullish, and even if we would just have a multiple entry trade from current market price, let's say entry would be here, there is still at least a potential to make 200%, which is this target, one of the major targets for us, where we would take most of the profits. But secondary target would be this zone here, which is like 23%. Now, considering the fact that there is no way, and actually no way, to fall any lower than, give me 1 second, any lower than this zone here. So going to mark it like that. This zone here, we can see that the risk and reward ratio for this trading setup is more than good, because we are finished with the bear market. Right now we are in the accumulation. Bitcoin had a time, so we formed more than new all-time highs, and we expect to form even higher like higher zones to be reached. But right now what's happening with the markets is liquidity is flowing into the Ethereum, which means after the Ethereum it will go into the large cap coins, and Polkadot is one of the coins. So on the daily time frame, the game plan hasn't changed a bit. We're bullish. We want to see at least 200% of market price movement. Now, before finishing the video, getting back to this game zone here as well, and actually, let's go quickly to the daily time frame, marking this line and this line here. So, and back to 4 hour time frame. Now, what we are going to look, or wait, we are going to drift this zone now lower, because we see after this branch has broken, the next support area has been formed in this region, which was actually at first it was like a liquidity grab and fair value gap area fill. You can see this gap here, so this gap here, and after that price just been bouncing and forming a pretty decent weak areas here, which is again a liquidity grab area. So as long as price is above this area, we might try and look for some kind of mark structure break, which would mean that we were, let's imitate actually quickly this pattern here. Wait, let's start from here. So we had this went here, 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 and we would be looking for something like this, with entry being, give me 1 second, takes most of the times, just time wasting. So going to remove this one here, and that's basically what we are looking for. So this area here is this area here going to market the brush. So this zone here is equal to this zone. Now what we want to see is a proper breakout from this zone. Once we see the break of structure, or actually this is the market structure break because it's a trend reversal. Once we see this area, this would be our buy entry, and with this scenario, so target would be somewhere here if we consider it being this area here, and stop loss has to be somewhere in this region. So risk and reward ratio is 1 to 2, not the best, but that's what we would be playing for. And 1 to 2 is if we were aiming for this area here, which is the first target area. The major target for 4-hour time frame is still this $4.6 zone. So going to leave this one here before finishing the video. The stop loss, once we see the breakout, should be somewhere in this region. And of course target is that upper area, the major one. This would be the partial take profit area, which is the 200 EMA, also on the daily time frame. So pretty long video, but that's it for the Polkadot coin. Yeah, Polkadot coin, getting messed up with all the coin names lately, I don't know why. But anyways, as always, thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one.